Hello loves, this is Magigoddess, and this reading is going to be all about love blocks. I will be using my dark truth deck that I made, and for advice, this is a good karma oracle. So, welcome to day 18 of 33 of reading collective messages for you, my loves. This is the stone that the deck chose. So yellow represents the solar plexus. What is the solar plexus? It really is your stomach area, and it represents your confidence in yourself. So learning to love yourself, being confident in yourself is the overall energy. I'm going to ask 7 questions. So if you don't like readings that could possibly be triggering, this reading is not for you. Those of you ready to do the shadow work and to see what's blocking you in love, welcome. We're in for a wild ride, because the first time I tried to record this, the audio, it completely took out all of it. So I'm starting over again. So how do my loves currently view love? How do my loves currently view love? Okay, so how you currently view love, we have the Page of Wands, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles. And the messages are, I have so many ideas, but I'll never act on them. And then if it's not perfect, I won't bother. So really just kind of dreaming about things and not really doing anything about them is kind of the energy I'm getting. So I guess you're just either gonna keep dreaming about it, or maybe one day you'll actually, I don't know, try to do it. And as for being perfect, there's really no such thing, except for maybe the definition. Now, fears my loves need to let go of when it comes to their love life. I am delusional and unrealistic. So we have the King of Wands. Maybe some of you are just wishing for the perfect person, and that's it. Let's say you find someone you think is perfect for you and you don't bother to message them. Let's say you want to meet someone new, but you don't bother talking to new people. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, you want to meet new people, you got to put yourself out there. If you want a certain type of relationship, figure out what are the 3 main things that are most important. Do they need to be loyal? Do they need to be trustworthy? Do they need to be kind? You know, like certain traits that you appreciate in a partner or a person, or your relationships in general. It doesn't have to necessarily be romantic. It could be, you know, you want your dream job and you'd love to have your dream job, but you don't actually work towards your dream job. You just leave it as a dream. What outside influences are affecting my love's love? We have the Page of Wands. I have so many ideas, but I'll never act on them. Okay, so some of you kind of just want to keep dreaming and not doing, and this is your sign to do something. What's gonna bring my loves closer to their love goal? Or stop doing something about it? The Knight of Swords. I am so bored, I do dangerous things for fun. Okay. Some of you are worried to do things because they're dangerous. Some of you are just bored with your life and you jump at every opportunity and it doesn't really end well but you're like, you did something new, and it only feels like fun because you finally have some adrenaline going through your veins. Some of you are just used to chaotic relationships, and you think it's fun, but it's actually dangerous, and you just stay in them because it's all you've ever known. This reading is 1,000,000,000% different than the first one I did, so I guess I can see why they didn't allow this one to come through. Okay. What are my loves currently learning when it comes to love? That's a lot. Okay. Let's see. First, we have the King of Cups. Then we have the Moon. Next, we have the Eight of Swords. And then we have Judgment, number 20. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Star, number 17. And then we have the Emperor, number 4. That name up there, Gina Wallawork. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But that's the person who actually did the artwork for these cards. I just looked up a tarot template and printed these out. And then I just labeled it the Dark Truth Tarot. This one says your soul is powerful. But they all say your soul is powerful on the side, actually. And then I wrote just like a quote or something on there. So it's kind of like a talking deck. Now then, first we have, I give bad advice on purpose. So for some of you, people are giving bad advice to you on purpose. They want to see you fail. They think it's funny. And for others of you, you give bad advice on purpose because you think it's funny. Either way, it's not funny to me. I think it's childish, immature, and you're one of the reasons why people struggle for the rest of their lives, just for, I don't know, I guess you've got nothing better to do, or they've got nothing better to do. I could think of 20 different things, you know, happy things that are better to do, but that's just me. Next we have, I am emotionally unavailable, but I'll let you just fill the void. So some of you, you don't really want to feel loved, and some of you are loving people who don't care about love. It's not on their priority list. I don't know, someone's emotionally unavailable. Anytime you try and express your emotions, it's like expressing your emotions to a wall, or you know, your thoughts and feelings don't really matter. They just kind of shut you down every time you try and express yourself. Like, let's say someone says, I love you, let's hug, and they're like, no. Or you tell someone, I'm sad, and they look at you and go, oh, okay. Literally, you get nothing. You know, for some of you, I'm getting like, you try and express yourself and have emotions, and this other person is just like, my emotions matter more, which isn't a real thing, but okay. Next, we have, I just can never do anything right. Some of you treat people like crap, so they've given up and they feel like they can't do anything right. For others of you, someone or some people treat you like crap so much, you feel like you can never do anything right, but you don't really spend your time with other people, so you just can't do anything right with this person. But to be fair, this person doesn't think or these people don't think they can do anything right either. Most people who really don't like themselves treat everyone the exact same way. Most people who treat themselves like crap usually treat other people like crap. So there's that. We have, I self-harm and I'm insecure. I will take it out on you. Literally a confirmation of what I just said. People hurt themselves, so it keeps them hurting, and then they hurt you, and sometimes you hurt them back. So it's just really like a nasty, vicious cycle. All I care about is being rich and famous. Some people only care about looking important, feeling important, making money off of other people's suffering. That's a real thing. Some people literally do anything for money. That's a real thing. I'd rather have happiness. It doesn't matter what my bank account looks like. I've been happy when I've been rich, and I've been happy when I've been poorer than dirt. Yes, dirt. Some people just want to look good, and they don't care what the cost is, you know. We were best friends for forever. Yeah, well, you're just not a good look for me, so I'm throwing that all away. Some people do that, you know. Some people are like, oh, I met someone, I don't care about you anymore. And then they come back to you when that person has left them. And, you know, the smart thing would be, you know, you really thought I was worthless because you met someone new. I'm good. But unfortunately, some people say, it's okay, I'll be there for you anyway. I just want you to know this person is always going to leave. Or these people are always going to leave you and not care. And the only validation that you're going to get at the end of the day is, well, this person always comes back because I have something to offer and they don't. So that's unfortunate, but it's a thing. And now we have, I am not trustworthy and I'll accuse you to distract from my mistakes. Yes, some people decide that you're the only one who ever does anything wrong and everything they do is right. It's like, let's say someone asks you for $5 and they take $10 out of your wallet and you're like, I need that other $5, hand it back. And they'll be like, yeah, but I decided I needed the 10 and I saw you had 10, so I took the 10 and you told me I could borrow money, so it's fine. And you're over here like, I told you to take 5 for you, okay, 5 for your lunch, 5 for my lunch. Let's say you want, like, I don't know, a sandwich or something. Who knows? Anyway, you told them they could have this, you didn't tell them they could have that, and they take it all anyway because they're like, well, I needed it, I don't care. You know, and that's a real thing. Sometimes you'll tell someone, you know, let's continue with that example. You're like, okay, I take it back. You can't borrow any of my money at all. Give all of it back since you're greedy. And they're like, how dare you? I need that money. I need it to eat. And then you'll just say, okay, well, you make money, I make money, we both have jobs. What do you do with all your money? I mean, you don't really help me out. Why do you expect for me to help you out? That doesn't make sense. And they'll be like, you're so heartless. How could you? You know I have issues. You know I have problems. Like, why don't you want to keep helping me? And you'll just be like, it's not that I don't want to help you. It's that I was willing to be helpful and you wanted to take more. And not just that, why are you so entitled? Why do you think you deserve this? And you really think I'm going to keep enabling you? You really think I'm going to keep letting you spend your money unwisely You never help me out, but I'm supposed to help you. Because that makes so much sense. It's one thing if you have an arrangement where like they do all the chores and you're willing to give them like some extra money for lunch because you'd rather pay them technically to do chores rather than you do it because it's just that much easier. That's one thing if you have some kind of arrangement. Then they could say, you know, hey, you told me I could have $5 a week if I did all the chores, if I cleaned up the house and I vacuumed and everything. Like, why are you suddenly going back on your word? Then they could say, you know, that's unfair. That's why I always believe, like, make a contract. I don't care if you've known someone for years. If you have some kind of agreement, make sure it's not a handshake, make sure it's not silent, make sure it's an actual contract, because otherwise they can say literally, F you, I don't care, all of a sudden, and then you're left with, I don't know, nothing, and you've done all this work and effort for nothing. I learned both ways. I learned by not creating a contract, my life was hell. And then I created a contract. My life was still hell, but I could still say, we have a contract. Like, you sign this. Why bother signing it if you're not actually going to stick to it? Was it a joke? Was all my effort a joke? Or what's up with that? Or like they'll sign a contract and then they want to bend the rules. Well, that was for then. It's not for now. It's like, maybe you should have put in that contract it was for a limited amount of time. That's why contracts are very important. Anytime you have a situation where you are fully relying on someone, just be careful. And then we have, you will do whatever I say and submit to me. Okay, some people are really controlling about others because they feel like they can't control themselves and they're not in control of their life. And instead of like actually trying to gain control over themselves, actually trying to gain control over their life, they try to tell you what to do and how to live your life because they feel like, okay, I can't control me, I can't control my life, but surely I can control you. This isn't a video game where you're playing us, the main character. Okay, this is real life. Whatever you do, butterfly effect affects others. Look up the butterfly effect. Every little choice you make, it affects others. That's actually in video games. What's a good video game representation of the butterfly effect? 1 second. Fam, can you help me out? Because The Quarry. Perfect. The Quarry. It's a horror video game where you constantly make choices, and based on the choices you make, either maybe everyone can live or maybe everyone can die, but every little thing you do has an effect in the game. Like, that's a good example. Feel free to look up The Quarry video game movie. If you're not good with horror and you're like kind of squeamish, I'll give you an example then. Let's say that you're 5 minutes late for the bus stop and you end up missing school, and then you find out everyone on that bus died. Be grateful you were late for 5 minutes, or you could be dead. You know, some people are like, oh, I'm so impatient, there's all these slow people in front of me. For all you know, the divine's trying to save your freaking life. And it's the same thing with people. Like, if someone's always treating you bad, the divine is literally letting them treat you bad because it's like they're not a good person. All you're doing is helping them continue to be a bad person because you're teaching them being a bad person is a good idea. One day they're going to meet someone, probably like me, who will be like, you're a terrible person and here's all the reasons why. I want you to get out of my face and out of my life, and I want you to know the block button is always free, because thankfully I'm not afraid of confrontation. which, you know, I used to be as a kid, but I had so much confrontation, I've had no choice but to just thrive in confrontation growing up. So literally, if you scream at me, yell at me, I'm just going to be like, first I'm going to look up and I'm going to ask the divine, can you do something about this? Because we're both not going to like how I react to this situation. And then I'm just going to become the biggest, most awful version of myself, because I'm a human being with thoughts and feelings. And if you don't treat me as such, you best believe I will treat you the exact same. If you don't give a fuck about me and my emotions, guess what? You really think I'm going to give a fuck about yours? Oh, that's funny. That's rich. No, that's not how we work. My light and dark are equal. We don't do that here. I know my problems and I don't mind them. I accept myself for who I am. So you can sit there and point out all my issues. I'll say, yeah, I know my issues. And you forgot some, by the way. I would point them out, but since, you know, you're not noticing that much about me, I might as well not. Would you like to know all of your issues? I'd be more than happy to point them out. I'm very observant. Mind you, you will only get that stone cold, cunty version of me if you really all are just cruel and fucking heartless. And you've pushed me to the point to where I literally feel nothing for you and I could care less where you go scratch. So take it from somebody who's been through hell and back. I still have thoughts and feelings and I still care about people. Anyone else can do the same. And if they choose not to, then just know they choose to be evil and cruel and heartless. So always be grateful that you have a heart, and some people are heartless. So that's what you're learning right now. What kind of relationships are headed towards my loves? What kind of relationships are coming into my love's life? Okay, we're gonna do the Four of Wands first, and then we're gonna do the Six of Wands. Very interesting. Wands. Wand, who's got the wand? I love to fight for fun. Yeah, some people love to fight for fun. For some people, it's a kink. I once was around this one guy. He always wanted to piss me off, always wanted to irritate me, because it literally got him off. He loved it. He loved to fight. I hated it, and I couldn't stand him anymore. I still can't stand him to this day. Some people, the only way they can feel something is to argue and to fight. They forgot what kindness is. That's the only way they feel emotions, which I would attribute to this person. So if you meet someone who just wants to fight for fun, and I'm talking about like demeaning stuff, like calling you stupid for stupid reasons when they're the ones being stupid. It's just really immature. It's one thing if you both like to pick on each other, like let's say you both decide to play a video game together and then you win and you're like, oh yeah, I beat you and I told you I would, ha ha, I told you you weren't gonna beat me because I got this. Oh yeah, I got this. Who are you? You're not the winner. I am. It's one thing if you fight like that and it's playful, and then they do the same thing when they win and they're like, oh yeah, I beat you. Oh yeah, I got this. Who's the king now? Who's the queen now? Who's got it? Who's got it? Oh, I don't hear nothing. It's one thing if you do it for fun. It's another thing if like every single thing you talk about turns into an argument. I love you. No, I love you more. No, I'll just always love you more. And it's like, can I love you equally? I used to be like, we love each other equally. And then they'd still be like, you say that, but I still love you more and I love you more than you. And it's like, why is this an argument? It's just supposed to be an I love you. That's a red flag, believe it or not. I didn't recognize that. I was used to people being like, I don't care about your thoughts and feelings, love, what's that? Ha 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 ha. I've met a lot of emotionally unavailable people, because unfortunately, my father figure growing up was emotionally unavailable, didn't realize it, went into a series of emotionally unavailable men, women, work, people, etc. Figured out what emotionally unavailable meant. I am now emotionally unavailable to those who are emotionally unavailable. Ha 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 ha. Get it? You like my dark joke? But yeah, people who just like to fight and fight and fight and fight, and you never have a moment to breathe or be happy or be peaceful, and you feel like you have to fight all the time, eventually you're going to go into fight response, and you're going to fight everyone in your life, and nothing's going to feel fun. Nothing's going to feel lighthearted. Things you used to enjoy, you're not going to enjoy anything, and you're always going to be like paranoid and anxious because you're so used to fighting. You're not going to sleep well, and you're going to get so much anxiety the minute you see that person's name or the minute you spend time with that person. And you're going to, sometimes you'll be like, am I anxious because I like this person? No, you're anxious because this person literally leaves you on edge like 24/7. So you're going to be stuck on edge. And it's, the longer you're in a relationship, the more amount of time it's going to take for you to heal yourself. So break off when you can, as soon as you can, because you could be in a relationship for 3 months. That does not mean it won't take 2 years to heal your mental. Because your mental, like your physical bruises, right? If you get a bruise, it'll heal within a couple of months. Your mental, it can literally take years to reprogram it. And if you have PTSD like I do, you're still probably working through some things. There's always going to be some things that I get triggered by, and I'm still working through them, but I'm proud of myself for trying. So those of you who've been in those kind of relationships, don't be mad at yourself if you're still learning and growing. Don't be mad at yourself if you're used to fighting for your life, because it's not always a choice. It's not like you said, yes, please let me meet someone who's gonna make me feel awful all the time. Nobody wants that, okay? And you don't always recognize it's awful because maybe you're always used to awful. And so like if it's a little bit less awful, it still means good. And then it takes you a really long time to recognize, like, is this good? Is it not good? That's why I always say, like, write down when you're around people how you interact with each other. And that's really going to tell you right then and there. Like, write down everything that happens between you in a situation or a person, depending on what it is, if it makes you not feel quite right, whether it be happy, sad, whatever. Just to make sure, like, you could be really happy in a relationship, still write all that down, and write down your intentions in the conversation and theirs. And that's really going to tell you, because someone can seem really happy and really kind and really helpful and really nice, and then you realize on paper, oh, they're manipulating me. Like, let's say someone's only nice when you give them things, and then when you give them nothing, they throw a tantrum and they're really ugly. That's someone who's emotionally manipulative. The person I used to fight with all the time, they were very emotionally manipulative. I always gave them money, and when I didn't give them money, they completely ignored me. So I thought, okay, the only reason they're gonna have something to do with me is if I give them money. But anytime I gave them money, they were just like so sweet and so nice. And I was dumb enough to even like work twice as hard just to help them with money. And I recognize now that I'm not a pay pig. I'm not here to pay for you just to exist, especially when they didn't really even do that much. It'd be one thing if, like, I agreed to that kind of relationship in the beginning, but it started off small. They're like, hey, can you do this? And then they would ask for more, and they would ask for more, and then they would ask for more. And then anytime I'd ask for anything in return, they're like, don't I love you? Don't I this? Don't I that? And then one day I was like, you're emotionally fucking manipulating me. Shut up. Get out of my life. And whenever that person makes a fake account, whatever, I'm just kind of like, what do you want? The bank is closed. Like, I think I even told them, you have pretty words. I can make up pretty words for myself and it's free. Straight up. You can be nice to yourself for free. You don't have to like pay someone or bribe them to be nice to you. If someone's not nice to you because they love you, they don't really love you. They're just manipulating you emotionally. And that's a hard fucking pill to swallow. But it is what it is sometimes, you know. Some people are like that. And they know what they're doing, because I promise you, you're not the first person they've done it to. And a lot of times, maybe they'll rub in your face like, oh, I spent time with this person, with that person, or they'll purposely upset you. So that way you'll be like, oh, I miss them. Oh, I feel bad. Oh, I should do what they want. No, you shouldn't. You should be like, you know what? I'm going to pick someone who picks me. Not turns me into a pick me, please. There are billions of people on this planet. They are not the only one, I promise. I am the best ever, so you better work for me. Boom. It's not a relationship. It's a workship. If you're the only one ever doing all the work, you're the only one in the relationship. You're having a relationship between you and you because they're just not there. That's just a confirmation for everything I said. Let's both take a moment. Actually, let me go get my water. I left it in the other room. I need to take a sip of water after that because that was... Hi, I got my water. Please bless this water. And may it heal anything left unhealed. Thank you. I'm grateful, thankful, and blessed. So, this is a hell of a wake-up call for some of you. And as for me, been there, done that, honey. I feel you. Now, my last question for my loves, and I'm so sorry for any of you who have gone through this, are going through this. This reading, my intention is not to hurt. It's actually to help, and to help you get out of situations that are going to hurt your self-esteem. My whole goal is always, ever, is please love yourself. 32 on the timer as I say that. Love yourself. Learn to love yourself. I want you to know what love looks like. And I want you to see what not love looks like. I'm very firm but fair. I'm not always going to sugarcoat things, but I'll try my best not to be too vulgar or too hurtful. But if I gotta say it in a certain way that's ugly, it's gonna be ugly, because some truths are straight up ugly. So what's gonna happen for my loves after this reading when it comes to love? Okay, this actually feels light. I'm hearing hallelujah, and I'm hearing that song hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. The angels are like, you can do better than that. I don't like to sing loud in the mic because it's already loud enough. And if I sing, it's going to be super loud. So I try to sing as low as possible instead of just belting it, because I'm sound sensitive. The only reason I have a mic is I couldn't tell you how many people told me I was too quiet. Did I go and get a mic? No, my mom went and got me a mic because she's like, I'll hear your readings, but I can't hear you. And I'm like, there are subtitles. And she's like, I want to be able to hear you. And I was like, okay, get me a mic then. And she did. So you can thank mommy for the mic. Mommy, thanks for the mic. And all the future people appreciate you too. Because I was like, I don't want to spend money on this. I ain't making money off this. I'm doing it for free out of the kindness of my heart. I'm just trying to help people. Like, If they want to donate and say for a mic, that's fine. Other than that, I'm going to use it towards, you know, all the hours I put in and, you know, creating more decks or creating more resources, things like that. So yeah, thank mommy for the mic. We have the Four of Pentacles. Oh boy. I am greedy and I will just take everything. Be selfish. Be selfish. Be greedy. See what happens. Just for one day. What are your wants and needs? Ask for them. With no fucks given in the world. Seriously. I'm thirsty. Can you give me a drink? I'd really, really appreciate that. See if they get you a drink. It means they like you. And then say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Next time I'll get you a drink, you know. And then you start a new relationship. You see what I'm saying? Like, be greedy. Okay? Be greedy. Because I feel like y'all aren't really that greedy. I really don't. Especially if you're aligned with me, you're the anti-greedy, you're hyper-independent. I'm so hyper-independent, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I disgust myself with my hyper-independence. I have a huge issue with hyper-independence. I can do it all myself if I want to. Cause I like it. Like, low-key, that's what gets me. Like, I feel good in more ways than one. That's a kink of mine, my hyper independence. Oh god. Yeah. I love being able to do it all myself. I feel good, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. However, if I know I can't lift something, or if I know for a fact I can't do something, I will literally straight up be like, I'll try it, and if I can't do it, I'll say, yeah, no, I can't do that. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not going to, you know, completely destroy myself over this. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. But other than that, I love being able to do everything straight up. I know it's kind of a issue sometimes, but like, whatever, that's my issue. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So as far as weird kinks go, there's one of mine since I mentioned some. That's TMI. It's TMI. You'll get over it. Get over me. I'm sure a lot of you already are. I'm just a person like you. I have my own issues. I figure since we're talking about everyone else's, we'll talk about mine. That's my biggest issue. I can do it all, and I'm going to try and do it all, and if I can't, I'll at least admit it. So I give myself kudos for that. So energy now. Trying to see things clearly. Sometimes seeing things like, what's that saying? Through rose-colored glasses. Like, notice how it's see-through but not completely. Like, you're getting there, you're trying to see through to the truth, but sometimes it's hard. Okay, some people have been practicing their scam craft for life, and if you really have a pure heart, sometimes it's just hard to recognize. Oh, oopsie, I drew two for me earlier and they're still sticking up out of the deck. 1 second, let me. Oh wait, these aren't ones I chose. What? Okay. Interesting. I guess they just flipped them over just because. Okay. Maybe they were for you. Alright, advice for my loves. Let's give them some things to do so they can receive good things. Hear my song. Good vibes, only good vibes, only good vibes, only. Surging it up. Surging it up. Alright. One good thing you can do. Take a friend to lunch. Yeah, exactly what I was talking about. Lunch is expensive nowadays. So like I said, like, buy someone you really like a drink. Say, hey, what's your favorite drink? And they're like, why? Well, I was going to get something and I wanted to know if you wanted something. And if they're like, why? Just say, if you work with them, say, you're a really hard worker and I just wanted to give you a thank you. If they're a friend, just say, oh, well, you know, you're awesome. I love you. I just wanted to do something nice. Same thing for a family member, same thing for a friend. If you're dirt poor, compliment them. Everybody loves compliments. Anyone who tells you they don't like compliments, it's low-key because we're not used to compliments and we don't handle them well. As someone who does not handle compliments well, I'm used to being insulted, not getting compliments. So when I get compliments, I usually blush and get kind of shy. I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I get a lot of hate unexpectedly, but when I get a compliment, it's more unexpected and it's like awkward for me, and I'll be like, thank you, and then I'll go to compliment you, and then I'm like, oh my goodness. I turn into that shy little baby who feels like they're gonna go out on stage and perform for the first time. So give someone a compliment, buy someone a drink, because all those fire-ins are happening and like people be struggling. They're cutting all kinds of aid out there. People be suffering. I mean, I'm not even going to mention all the women's rights they're taking away. Like in some states now in the US, like you can go to jail just because you don't want to have someone's kid. Doesn't matter if it was not your choice. I'll just put it that way. It's just so messed up. No offense, but like if you're 12 and someone forces themselves on you, you should not be criminalized because someone forced themselves on you. Okay, I can personally relate to that. I wasn't criminalized, but I definitely felt a lot of guilt and shame, and I was definitely like blackmailed over it, and it definitely hurt. It definitely hurt. Because I was already, ashamed. And then I felt more shame. And then, like, I got told on to my mom. And I just... Mental breakdown. And what's so sad is I thought that was normal because I was so used to watching people force themselves on others and they stayed in that relationship. Can you imagine being in elementary school and you think that's normal, so you're okay with it? And then you try and keep it a secret and then you're like blackmailed and shamed for it. And then they tell on you anyway, and then you feel just... Yeah. Let that sit with you. That was not even the worst thing that happened to me at that age, but I'll certainly never forget it. And that's even like within the last 10 years, I had someone who wanted a relationship with me and took recordings and stuff of me without my permission and then tried to blackmail me for it. And I was like, okay, what do I do? So you know what I did? I was like, basically, long story short, I outsmarted them. And the fact that they would do that, you tell someone you love them and they're like, oh, I'm going to treat you as like someone offensive. The fact that I still have hope for a happily ever after and I still believe in love says a lot. So if I can get past that, all of you can too. So just because people treat you like crap, and just because something terrible happens to you, that doesn't mean everyone is terrible. I've met some nice people. I've met some good people. Sure, there's not a ton of good people out there, but that's why I have this channel. I want to change that. So if you're that jackass who blackmailed me and you're still watching me, how does it feel to feel stupid and hopeless and helpless and tricked like you did to me? Doesn't feel good, does it? And you can't ruin my life because I don't have an ego. I'm not fooling myself. When I talk about my accomplishments, I feel good and I try to be proud of myself. But how dare you take my love and twist it? And I hope you learned your lesson. And if you didn't, one day you're gonna fuck over the wrong bitch. And you're gonna wish that you had. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure they learned their lesson. Because we don't talk anymore. And usually, if I get a hint of that energy, I ain't taking you seriously. Psh, please. I recognize an F-boy from a mile away now. Buy a bird feeder, fill and hang it. Okay, I am terrified of birds. I would never do this. Okay. But like, what I do instead is I get that special wildlife plate on the back of my car. You know, give wildlife a chance. So that way, every time I pay for it, it donates to the wildlife. So donate to a local park. Donate to wildlife. Like, donate your time if you don't have money. Like, offer to clean up the side of the road or something, or, you know, offer to volunteer at an animal shelter. Like, as heartbreaking as it is, those animals love that, you know. If you don't have money, donate your time. Time is money. It's both valuable. Sorry for the triggering thing I said, and if it upset you, I do apologize, but I just was giving a very real example of how in love I've definitely had some messed up things, and the fact that I'm hopeful and I'm trying to teach people love, like, I'm proof that it doesn't matter what you go through. What matters is who you want to be. That was the purpose of that. The purpose of that was not to trigger anyone. It's very real for me, and it's not easy to talk about because, like, it's always gonna hurt. But I'm proud of myself for saying, you know, just because, you know, that person was bad or that person was bad, it doesn't mean everyone was bad, you know. So, surprise, one last thing, we're gonna get a quote for you today. And look at this cute little fake cupcake with the sprinkles. I want to say today, thank you for existing. Thank you for existing. Thank you for being here. I'm proud of how far you've come. I'm grateful you try. And it only takes one person to make a difference. I'm trying to make a difference, and I know you are too, and I'm proud of you. So thank you for existing. Thank you for trying to make a difference. I support you. always. And if you ever need me, I always leave my email in the description box. So if you ever feel alone or like you need someone to reach out to, I'm always here. Okay? You're never alone in this world. Whether it be your spiritual fam or me. Ashes. Now, let's get a quote for my loves. Oh, there we go. Number 19. I wonder what 19 says. And there's a 9 right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a 9. So, I heard 919. That could be significant for someone. Like maybe someone's birthday is 9/19. I don't know. Anyways, we have the number 19. Now what's the quote? Oh my god, I might cry. 1 second. You'll see why when I flip it. My spiritual family, you guys are so cute. I'm getting emotional. Aw. Let's see if I can read this without getting too teary-eyed. Happily ever after starts every time you wake up. It's your story to tell. Happily ever after starts every time you wake up. It's your story to tell. Yes, I believe in happily ever after. Yes, I do. I'm gonna have my happily ever after. No one's gonna get in my way. And guess what? You can have your happily ever after. No one's gonna get in your way. Don't you dare let them. So, oh my goodness. That hit hard. Based on, you know, just taking a deep breath. Let me take a sip of water. That hit hard. That hit my heart space. Confirmation for me. Confirmation for you. We can all have happily ever after. It just starts with us. And we're the ones who create the narrative. You may be down, but you're never out unless you count yourself out. So, many blessings, loves. I'm going to put a trigger warning on this. It's not near as insane as the first reading, but I'm glad because the first reading was, oh my god, I literally had to take a legit break. So the fact that I'm back here in the same day doing this, I really want to help heal people and help heal their blocks. Most people do, what's coming in for love? No, I just want to see what's blocking you from getting the love in life and loving your life that you feel you deserve. And how does that look for you? So many blessings, love. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes, the donations. Your generosity never goes unnoticed. I'll always show up here 110% unless, you know, an incident or something crazy happens. I'll always show up. I'm super grateful, thankful, and blessed. Thank you for being here. I love you, love. Love, Magigoddess. And I hope this helps you find the love you want in all situations in life, including with yourself.